Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Call hello, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Right, the would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen, that have the appearance of the heathen. This is not a black-only thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And man, there's a lot going on and happened these last couple of days and yesterday. And I've been saying it in conversations for the last 2 days that this fight between Trump and Elon Musk was a distraction. That it was a complete and total distraction news, and now it really was, because what you're looking at on the screen is two different things. What's the Palestinian issue, and then how things have escalated in both Minneapolis and in LA, with citizens rising up to fight against law enforcement. And we have that saying among the Hebrews that the persecution always starts with the northern kingdom first, and then Judah gets it the worst, and that is exactly what is happening. All right, so let me get a scripture which is so on point, because we have it's here. It's no longer it's coming, it's here. This is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." The he is the elect. All right. And it's only Jacobites, the actual Israelites, that are going to be saved out of this, that are here in Babylon, and other places around the world too. This won't be the only place where people are getting jammed up, but it's definitely going to go down in Babylon. All right, and it's starting to happen real time. Second Ezra is in your face real time. So, like I said, that whole Elon Musk and Trump thing was distraction news. Not to say that it's not real, because what I'm saying is it's distraction news, because they would rather talk about that than this. This is Isaiah 19:2, and it reads, "I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom." All right, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols and to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and wizards," and none of that's going to help them. All their witchcraft is not going to help them. It is failing. Their system of justice, which has never been justice, is failing them. They can't even get along with one another. And they're about to, because you got Edomites that are out here fighting with the police as well. Not so much for Jake, but since they realize that they're the victims of this too. And it's funny how everyone gets granted whiteness. All these melanated people get granted whiteness when they come over here in order to boost the numbers of Edomites. This is why they have this false sense of security that they could actually win a race war, because they think it's so many more of them than it is of so-called black people. When they lie about the numbers, it's way more black people than they tell you, and it's way less white people than what they tell you. All right, and a lot of these Northern Kingdom that want to be Edomites, want to be white so bad, are finding out the hard way that they're not. And you, just like everyone else, have run out of your purpose for them. All right, they don't need you anymore. They don't need you to pick the fields and do all the dirty work and the hard labor that the Edomites are too lazy to do. All right, Jake used to do it for free. all right, in the building of America, the being the so-called the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negroes, all right. So I want to play a couple videos that I was watching early in the morning that my beloved April O'Neil sent me to water yet again. These videos were fire. I'm going to start with this one, which I'm laughing at. And it says, breaking news, Israel has been declared an illegal state by the International Court of Justice. It was also described that it should not be recognized as a sovereign nation worldwide. In the end, justice prevailed. Alhamdulillah, please share this video. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to play this video on what the world or the international court is saying. So internationally, these are the international population and governments are saying this. All right, because Amalek, his victimhood, the lies of victimhood, while he's being a villain, the victim villains, they're exposed and they're coming to an end. Just like the Bible said that their latter end would be, shameful, and they're being exposed. The man of sin, the son of perdition, is being exposed.
A watershed moment for Palestine, for justice and for international law. Israel's occupation has been declared unlawful by the World Court, which has stipulated that it must be terminated completely and as rapidly as possible. The court also found that illegal Israeli occupation violates the UN Charter, human rights and international humanitarian law. The court further unequivocally declared that all Israeli settlements in the occupied Palestinian territory are illegal,
all of them,
and must be dismantled, and that all Israeli settlers must be evacuated. The court declared that Israeli illegal occupation not only violates but eviscerates the Palestinian people's right to self-determination in their own land, including the right to their own state. This ruling couldn't be more timely or solely needed. The Palestinian people have endured unbearable suffering and injustice for decades. This ruling is a vindication of their steadfastness and perseverance. This right must no longer be denied or deferred. The court made clear that the Palestinian people are the only sovereign in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem, and that the international community is under an obligation not just to reaffirm the Palestinian people's right to self-determination, but to see to it that this right is implemented immediately. All states and the UN are now under obligation not to recognize the legality of Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territory.
And see, that's going to eventually be the position, Salakia, the position that the world takes against these Amalekites, these Edomites that are in the land of Israel. But Ishmael, that's not your home either. Okay? That is clearly not your home. Salakia for a moment. Yeah, Salakia. But yeah, the whole world is frowning upon them, and is shameful spewing upon their glory. All right. As a matter of fact, let's grab that. Let me go ahead and read it. All right, they're being found to be liars. We can get that too. One of my favorites, Deuteronomy 33:29, 28. And it reads, happy out that, well, I started 28. All right, this is another one of my favorite scriptures to prove to you that Israel is not the people in the land are not Israel. All right, because when Israel goes home, they will dwell in peace and safety at home alone, and there will be peace on earth. All right, and we're far from that. All right, but this is Deuteronomy 33 and 28. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine, and all the heavens shall drop down dew. So Israel is going to be living good once they all go back home. All right. Plenty of corn and wine and dew of heaven. All the riches of the earth will be flowing unto them. Happy art thou, Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, who is the sword of thy excellency, and thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right. And Esau, Edom's high places has been his lies. That's like the Bible tells you that Amalek, that the Edomites would actually be in the land of Israel, that they would actually be claiming the heritage of the people. And the funny thing is that, you know, we keep bringing out the videos and the information. I mean, I'm holding the invention of the Jewish people right here in my hand, okay, by the scholar, historian Shlomo Sand, who is Jewish, who is a Jewish scholar, who's telling you that it's the invention of the deal. You weren't invented people. You're not the people. You speak a whole nother language while using Hebrew characters, all right? You know, to make the appearance of it. Everything about them is fraud, just like the Bible says. It warns you in Ezekiel the 36th chapter, Salakia, that imposters, the Edomites, would be in the land of Israel, would claim it for themselves. All right, and now that shame and embarrassment is being broadcast, and while that's happening, all their support that would help them is turning against them as well. And they have their own problems. America has its own problems. It's not going to be able to help the Israelis when the dragons of Arabia finally move upon them. All right, which is all scriptural. It's like I keep telling you, we're in the book of 2nd Ezra. All right, it's literally coming off the pages. Okay, let's go to Habakkuk real quick. That's shameful spewing. Habakkuk 2 and 16. And it reads, Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. The Lord, Yahweh, is getting ready to release Yahweh Shai upon you. And he's going to bring death just like he did in ancient Egypt. And he's going to bring death much worse than he has in the past. He's coming back, you know, in his glory. All right. You thought your Marvel's movies, your character of Thanos and Apocalypse, he's going to be all that and rolled up in one and then some. All right. So as far as what the Israelis have to worry about is this prophecy right here. All right. Because 2nd Ezra. Second Ezra 15 and 28, and it reads, Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, all right, the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, and all they which hear them may fear and tremble. You Israelis are going to get wiped off the earth. Your houses are going to be spoiled. Your women are going to be ravished. Your children will be dashed against a stone. And even though the Israelites are going to be doing that to all of you, but it's going to happen to you Israelis really bad. You're finally going to get your H word, the real one this time. You know, your H hoax is going to become very, very real. All right. It says, also the Carmenians raging in wrath shall go forth as wild boars of the wood. The Carmenians, well, guess what? Who that is? That's the Iranians today. So the prophecies are right on point. And that's what's about to happen as Israel is being declared an illegal state and an illegal occupation with no sovereignty. All right. That war criminal, Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew, Mr. Milkowski. All right. The Edomite, European, yeah, he's in trouble. It says, Then shall the dragons of Arabia have the upper hand, remembering their nature, if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. The Bible just told us that the dragons of Arabia are going to win. The Israelis are going to lose. All right. And as you can see on the screen right now, the Northern Kingdom, who believed, where's Cesare Borgia? Where's your white Jesus, your Catholic Jesus? Where's your Latin kings and your cartels? None of them can save you. You know, you want it to be white so bad, many of you Northern Kingdom, man. And you're finding out the hard way that you're not. All right? You're finding out the very hard way that you're not, and that these people don't care anything for you. They never have. All right? Meanwhile, pro-Palestinian liberation and the dragons of Arabia coming against Esaf. This guy right here, what's his name? Bolden? Sharid, or I think his name is Sharid Bolden. Man, sometimes I think this dude is the reincarnation of Malcolm X, man. This dude got to be a Jake. But what's the end result? The end result is 2 Ezra 15:41. Fire and hail and flying swords and many waters that fields may be full, and all the rivers with abundance of great waters, and they shall break down the cities and walls and mountains and hills and trees and woods and grass, metals, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly to Babylon and make her afraid. They shall come to her and besiege her. The star and the wrath shall pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they about her shall bewail her. The missiles, them ICBM missiles, are going to fly from the east to the west and from everywhere unto Babylon. And Babylon is here, America, which is Babylon the Great, which has committed the most crimes and aided Israel and many other places in Europe in committing these crimes against humanity, in the colonizing, murdering, and stealing, and then trying to legitimate themselves by setting up governments and churches, then setting up militaries to keep the things that they've stolen. This is the truth. This is what they don't want to talk about, what they don't want to hear, why they're causing all this chaos. All right. So let me play another video that my my undercover agent sent. All right. Oh, not to mention that this war between Elon Musk and Trump. Well, this is pretty interesting. This is Arizona forensic audit results by 40 governors. That's more than half the country. So that means Republican states as well coming against the presidency and saying that they have the forensic evidence that the presidency, the election was stolen. If you think that this civil war is not about to go down, is you out of your damn mind. If you think that you got a future and you're gonna be doing this and that next year and all that, I don't think we're gonna make it out past this summer without major events. And I've prayed for it and I've said it, and it looks like the Lord is delivering. But here we go.
By 40 state representatives and state legislators, state senators from around the United States. And I'm going to read this to you. And this is going to be a seminal moment. Memo for record. Letter from state legislators to the American people. Reference the 2020 presidential election. To the citizens of the United States of America. We, the undersigned state legislators of the United States, are vested with the plenary power by our U.S. Constitution, Article 2, Section 1, Clause 2, to oversee the election of the President of the United States. It has come to our attention from an audit of 2.1 million ballots in the state of Arizona, complemented by an in-depth canvass of votes in Arizona.
A forensic audit.
As through multiple different data reviews of voting by independent experts, that our representative republic suffered a corrupted 2020 election.
Oh, we've been
In addition to Arizona, sworn affidavits have accumulated from many states detailing rampant corruption and mismanagement in the election process. Fraud and inaccuracies have already been shown through multiple audits and canvasses in multiple states, as well as through lawsuits challenging the validity of election results in several counties in multiple states. We have come to the conclusion that all 50 states need to be forensically audited.
Boom! Overturn that shit!
Should be scrubbed.
So you can see that if this is to happen, plus you have this war with Elon Musk and Trump, and now Elon Musk, who's helped bring on a lot of problems here in America for American citizens, is now pointing out that that Trump is in the Epstein files. And like he said, we've been trying to tell you, hey, Diddy is a distraction, because they always must keep the face of criminality. They always must keep it brown. All right. Anytime and every time that the so-called white man is ousted and exposed for who he is, the distraction news and the distraction stories come hereafter. They're gonna put the YNs, you know, the dread-headed pants sagging, you know, or the Spanish speaking pants sagging, you know. They're gonna throw their faces in the news and put up their crimes, when statistics show you that most crimes are committed by pale males here in America. That's facts on almost every category, but they don't make up the face of crime. Interesting how that works, right? But all that going on, and then you have this these people, and like I said, in LA and in Minneapolis, and it's spreading, fighting against, literally physically fighting with the police, and Trump trying to what is it called, the Posse Comitatus law, when you can't send the military against the citizens of America. That's what he wants to do. He wants to send the 2,000 Army Reserve, and then he was even talking about bringing Marines off Camp Pendleton to go to turn them loose against the U.S. citizens, which that will be completely and totally unconstitutional. And any Marine or Army person that followed that order, you're breaking the Constitution, which you took an oath to uphold and protect from both enemies, foreign and domestic. And I do remember that portion, because I was once a Marine. I also served in the Army. So, yeah, here we go.
Major breaking news right now. Donald Trump has officially signed a presidential memorandum deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to Los Angeles, to California right now. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has just issued a statement saying, in part, quote, "In the wake of this violence, California's feckless Democrat leaders have completely abdicated their responsibility to protect their citizens. That is why President Trump has signed a presidential memorandum deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to address the lawlessness that has been allowed to fester. The Trump administration has a zero-tolerance policy for criminal behavior and violence, especially when that violence is aimed at law enforcement officers trying to do their jobs." Folks, the National Guard has officially been, or will soon be, deployed to California.
And let me make this clear. A lot of these people that are snatching these immigrants and citizens up, they're not even law enforcement. They're good old boys who volunteered and have been deputized. These are pale males that are who are snatching up Jake for their own racist hate, to try and clear them out of America, to make America white again, so-called, when America was never white. It was never great. All right, that's what they're really trying to do. See if I can find that video where the guy spoke about his Samoan and Tongan friends who are heavily gang related, with heavy gang issues, and immigrants, and how none of them are getting snatched up. And there's a lot of Samoans, a lot of Hawaiians in the state of California from north to south, and a lot of them are heavily gang related, and none of them are getting snatched up. They're about 90% of the people getting snatched up. I would say 95% are Spanish-speaking people from different parts of South America. All right, all the other people that came over, the Indians, the Arabs, the Africans, and all the so-called white, the Europeans, they're not getting snatched up and beat up by ICE at all. It's not happening to them. All right. So this is causing people to come out into the streets, and like I said, 2nd Ezra 15 and 16 is happening. Although I've only read from 15 thus far, but we're gonna wrap it with this one because this is literally on the table. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, and it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hand." And this thing is only going to escalate and get worse. "For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So as society is falling, and these people are fighting against the authority, all right, they're also going to start to invade and attack each other for the lack of food and bread. All right. And it says, "And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able," because they're going to put checkpoints, curfews, all that stuff. All right. Chicago, for instance, and most big cities, New York, separated by boroughs, and then within those boroughs, you got neighborhoods. Well, it's pretty much the same thing as Chicago, all the different neighborhoods. And I can only imagine the checkpoints. While I'm on the east side, they just raised a couple bridges and we're cut off from the rest of the city. The only thing we could go is south or go southeast into Indiana, and they're probably going to block that off too. All right. But it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid," because it's going to be the Wild West out here. All right. People looking for food, water, and entertainment. Americans can't stay off their phone for 1 minute. You take away their cable, their phone, their Facebook, their TikTok. These people going to lose it. They're going to lose it, man. And then you also got to think, too, that Americans are heavily medicated. So you're going to have a lot of people crashing out because they're not on their medication, man. And they're going to be emptying their clips, emptying their cylinders on law enforcement, on each other, on every damn body. It's going to get really bad. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and shall spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Yeah, so just like I said, and you women are going to be humbled and finally STFU. All right, you're gonna realize that you're not a man, and that you're not made to endure what's about to happen. And only if and anyone who's not covered by Yahweh Bashem Shai, you're already a dead woman, a dead man, or a dead child walking. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Shai Bahasham Rakah Kodash Kwam Yasarala Abad Babal.